The words hit me like a ton of bricks. One sentence, and everything in me went quiet. I had just walked in from a night out while I was in college with my friends, took my shoes off, and I clicked the TV on. It was PBS at the time. We didn't have a whole lot of stations that late at night. And I just had it playing in the background. Some man I had never seen before was talking, and I can't explain it, but something in his presence grabbed me. And it wasn't hype, it wasn't incessant chatter. He was calm, and he was convicted. He was so convicted. And back then, there was no internet, no replay button for me to rewind and start from the beginning. If you missed it, and that was it. And that night, I had missed his name. It was towards the end of his infomercial. But I didn't miss the feeling that that one sentence gave me. It cracked something open in me. It just gave me so much hope that it was just a what if. What if? And here's the thing, right? We all have those moments. I'm sure you've had one of those moments, whether it's a phrase, a book, a line from a movie, that just, it makes you stop and think. Like, wait, what if my life could be different than I thought? And for me, that was that night. And it took weeks for that infomercial to come back on. But when it did, I was ready. And I got his name that time. And we've all heard his name, Wayne Dyer. And the words I had been waiting for, again, it had been weeks, but trust me, I did not forget the words. I actually wrote it on one of my notebooks, I remember. But the words, the sentence that stopped me in my tracks that night, the wake does not steer the boat. Simple. The wake does not steer the boat. I'm sure you've all heard it at least a half a dozen times. But it was profound for me. Back then, there was self-help, but not self-help like there is today, 40 years later. And that one sentence moved me. And at that time, I truly believed my parents and my past determined who I was to become. Those words cracked something open in me. What if it was true? What if I could chart a different course for my life? What if I could rewrite the sequel of my life? I just couldn't let go of the possibility. So when that 800 number, scrolled across the TV for me to order the cassette tapes, it wasn't a digital download back then, I had to buy them. I just had to buy them. And I didn't have the money. I was a broke college student. I was putting myself through school. I was paying for my own apartment. But I needed them. I needed the information from that program because the hope that I had felt in the weeks that had just passed, I needed to hear the rest of the message. Because what he offered wasn't just wasn't information. It was more than that. It gave me determination. It gave me determination that I could change my life, that I could be different. Because see, even though that I had finished high school, first one in my family to finish high school, even though that I was putting myself through college, I still felt that I was not worthy. I still felt that I wasn't going to amount to anything. But I was hopeful that whatever he was teaching was going to put me on the right path with the possibility that my life could change. And let me tell you, hope was priceless. And I wore those tapes out. I listened and I re-listened. And I absorbed every idea that he had. And that's what I want you to hear today. Your past does not have the final say in your life. Not your parents, not any choices that you had made. I had made some bad choices that I thought were going to be the direction of my life forever, but they weren't. So it doesn't matter who you were, whether it's from yesterday or from 10 years ago, even from your childhood. So let me ask, what story from your past have you been carrying? And if you are carrying a story from your past, is it steering your boat? Is it steering your boat for your future? Because I'll tell you right now, it's not. And I know that for a fact. The wheel is in your hands, folks. You can rewrite your story starting right now. I am living proof of that. Wayne Dyer gave me the words, but I lived by them. I absorbed them and I lived by them. And now I want to pass them on to you. And this is why I always close my videos by saying, you are the hero of your own story, and you have the power to rewrite that story anytime, because it's true and it's powerful. So let your next chapter start now. Believe that you can rewrite whatever comes next. You can rewrite that sequel. Until our next conversation, folks, I love you, and we will talk soon.